What's up, y'all? Welcome to our YouTube channel, Africans Talk Football. Appreciate your guys' continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football, where we bring you soccer news highlighting the Africans and African Americans who have seen success within the sport. We'll bring you news from our favorite teams in the Premier League, as well as informing you on other news from European leagues and soccer worldwide. Whether this is your first episode with us or you've been rocking with us from the jump, just want to say thank you to all of our supporters. Again, my name is Cornelius, and I'm joined by my boys and fellow co-hosts. It's been a while, but Salam, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. Well, I probably could, but I won't. Gabriel, how you doing? Great win, by the way, this weekend, past weekend.
Thank you, man. I'm all right, man. Can't complain too much. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I've been off for work for a couple of days now, so I can't complain. How about you, Cornelius?
Yeah, it's been cold on this side of the US, so I've been inside staying warm, but I've been good, man. I've been good. There was a lot of sports within these last few days, American football, football as well, soccer as well for you watching not in the US, but it was just a good weekend to kind of just sit down and just watch sports. I want to say shout out to our home team, the Ohio State Buckeyes, for winning the 2015 college football playoffs, beating Notre Dame. Shout out to IO, baby. Shout out to Notre Dame, though. They actually, they made it a competition. Regardless of how you feel about, how we went up early and kind of controlled for the majority of the match, Notre Dame did come back in that third, fourth quarter, make it a game towards the end. So do have to give them their props. And I do like their coach as well, Coach Freeman, the young African-American coach over there at Notre Dame. He's turned that program around. I mean, honestly, 2-3 years ago, they were just that same old Notre Dame. They're going to lose their 2-3 games a year. They're going to be overrated. But now he's kind of brought some respect back to that program, to like real respect. So shout out to him. Before we get into our teams, though, I do want to talk about some transfers. We got some January transfers. We got some things shaking. It's already January 21st. We blink and we're, only 10 days left in this January month. So we have some transfers I want to talk about. Jaden Philogene came to Villa earlier this year, and now he has been on loan to Ipswich. Or no, he was sent to Ipswich, right? I think they bought him officially for 18 million. And then they also picked up Ben Godfrey, who I believe is on loan for about 10 million. I said this earlier. I said this in my weekend recap, but I think Ipswich is making a push to stay in the league. When you look at them right now, they are in relegation zone, but they're level on points with Wolves, both of them sitting at 16 points. Cunha is also one of those players who's rumored to leave Wolves here within the next couple of days. I'm not sure exactly what teams are looking at him. I heard Arsenal is rumored to look at him. Gabriel, maybe you have some more information on that, but Matheus Cunha over at Wolves, very, very talented player, Brazilian. He's apparently Wolves has given him the green light to look at other options. And so I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas of where Cunha could potentially go?
I would definitely. My prediction is that he doesn't stay a Wolves player. I think he's been having issues with the manager. The manager called him out again this weekend after the game, saying that he needs to do more as the captain. He needs to help when they're not in possession. He didn't do a very good job to this past weekend against us. I'll say yesterday against us, but I think if we're being serious, the Wolves need him more than he needs Wolves. So if I'm Wolves, I'll keep him around at least till this window, and then maybe sell him in the summer. But it doesn't make sense for Wolves. But I think financially, yeah, they can cash out on him. But in terms of staying in the Prem, I think it will make sense for them to keep him around.
Yeah, I mean they just resigned him to his my bad.
He hasn't signed it yet.
Oh, he hasn't signed it yet?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So he's essentially been given the green light from Wolves because they were in contract talks, and obviously now there's some friction, and so he hasn't signed anything. They from what I've read, they've essentially said, because we haven't signed anything, you're free to explore other options this January. If nothing happens within the next 10 days, then cool, we'll revisit that later. But right now, there is nothing signed this though.
Wow, I thought that they did sign. I thought they re-signed him to get some sort of value from him, but again, that doesn't really
No,
the play.
not yet. But I mean, the reports I saw said they wanted 80, and I'm not paying.
They're trying to cash out on him.
Yeah, they're trying to cash out, and they think we're the link. And I'll be so upset if we spend 80 million on Cunha. I'm sorry. Like, yes, do I think he's a good player for sure? He's definitely balled out this season so far. And even last season, he had moments. But, bro, are you the best player from our club? I don't know. I don't think so. No, you're not what we need right now.
Okay, question. If you don't pay 80 million for him, how much are you paying for a player like Cunha? How much would all of you pay for a player like Cunha?
How long does he have in his deal left?
Yeah.
Is it like 6 months? Or is it like
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
It must be at least maybe one more year left. That's my guess. Probably one more year left on his year.
Okay, let's just say
it's either done at the end of this season or next season.
Okay, for the sake of just this discussion,
he has till 2027.
Oh, okay, so he has some years.
So he has a year and near 18. Yeah, 2 years.
He has 2 years.
I mean,
27.
So because he has like that much time left on his deal, I personally would say, I mean, he's an attacker too. So like, I personally wouldn't pay any more than 65.
Yeah.
I
think around 50, between 50 and 65 is a reasonable price for Cunha.
I'm not paying over 55 for bro. That's high.
Yeah,
really.
I'm paying. I really want to give him 50. Like you're not about to, bro. You're not about to sell me on him high, bro.
Okay, but not to.
And I don't. And to be honest, I don't watch Wolves enough to really like rate who you are as a player. Like I've seen the highlights. I've seen you've done this and that. But when you played us,
let me ask you this though. Would you rather have a front three of Cunha, Havertz, and Saka, or would you rather like keeping Martinelli instead of having Cunha in that position?
I think he's better because. So the real question is he an upgrade from Martinelli? Because that's.
Thank you.
He's not.
Is he actually a left winger though?
He's not a left winger though. He doesn't
midfielder. Like he's
a more of a midfielder. Yeah.
I mean, he's able to play there though. If you guys
because if that's the case, then they have to go spend on a real winger. It doesn't make sense to go.
Yeah, they need someone like that profile.
Because Arsenal is in the point in their phase where they need to get players to win the league. Like that should be the only.
No,
thing
I agree to
go win the league. So I don't want to spend too much time on Cunha, but because I have some other players on this list, but there's 10 more days left, so we'll be monitoring that. Daniel Malen from Dortmund. It looks like he's going to come over to Aston Villa.
He was on the bench this weekend.
Yeah. So that's huge for Villa. It looks like they bolster their attack, getting Malen. So we'll see
that's a crazy signing, by the way. Low-key crazy signing.
It is.
Arsenal boy too. I didn't know he was an Arsenal boy, but that is low-key a crazy signing. I think we should keep an eye on that because it could be the difference between them being in Europe and not. Because he's a top player. He was a top player for Dortmund,
and he's not that old. He's not that old either.
Yeah, he could have been there at the time as Unai Emery was.
Oh yeah,
possibly. Some others I have on my list. Obviously, we could talk about Omar Marmoush. We haven't really talked about any of the City signings yet. How do we think? I mean, we have a little bit, but what do we think about City?
I mean, I'll just start because they were my weekend recap. But I mean, I think that they strength like this is a club. As much as I want to banter City about this and that, like here's a club where they have an issue and they just address it right away. This isn't no funny business about like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
we're going through this little slump. We're just gonna take this year off. Like no, it's like we need a left back. We just went and got one. We needed a center back who is actually, a younger center back because all the ones that we have are all aging. And I don't know. He's the one that I'm most interested about because I feel like Marmoush, I already recognize him as like, I would say a world-class player. But I think like because I think he is.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
How are you?
That's crazy. Already,
you're gassing.
Already,
Marmoush?
Stop it!
Come on,
stop it!
What have we seen him
This
do?
is,
We're talking about the best player.
Time. What do the kids call it? This is called glazing. This is called glazing.
No, we have a soccer podcast.
No.
No, first of all, no.
Wow.
This
I
is
ain't
the
gonna
best
hold you.
player.
That was wild. Salam.
This is the best. This is Omar Marmoush is world class. This is the best player coming from the Bundesliga. Are you kidding me?
So he's the
one
best
of the
player.
best players, not the best. I don't know if he's
He is
the
the best.
best.
Who's the best? Tell me the best player. Harry
Salam,
Kane.
dude,
Who's the best player in the? Who's the best player in the Bundesliga?
Why did you say Harry Kane like that? So why
No,
did you say Harry Kane like that?
Yeah, because
First of all, I'm not willing to say he's the best right now, but he's up there with the best for sure.
Who's
He's
the
what
best?
is it? He has 13 goals. I've watched. Bro, Florian Wirtz is still better to me. Is still better than him to me. I think Florian Wirtz is up there with
Michael
with
Elise.
Elise. I don't.
Just
I'm not
getting
saying
that this season is
Salam,
one of the
did you
best.
really
in
just
the
sit here in
Bundesliga.
my face and call
Come on,
him
man,
world class?
I think he's world class.
There's a lot of players we don't give world class.
This guy
What
is
has
good.
Marmoush done to show me that he's world class?
Watch a comp. Watch a comp. How about right there?
We don't call Phil Foden world class, but yet you're over here calling Marmoush world class.
Phil Foden isn't world class.
Saka isn't world class.
No.
Okay, what are we doing here? Saka isn't world class.
No, you guys treat here and act like players that aren't world class.
But these are players that we said on this podcast.
World class. Call everyone
Saka's
world class.
Saka's world class.
I'm not. No. We haven't seen Marmoush do it.
Soccer levels.
Salam. We haven't seen
Not
Marmoush
saying he
do
has to be
anything on a
soccer.
world stage to say he's world class. World class isn't just
First
it's
of all,
talented.
I need to we need to let Salam land real quick. I need to hear this. I need to hear how you're calling this guy world class.
I'm not ready to say.
Please explain to us. Please explain.
Let me say this. In order for me to be considered world class, you have to be at least top 10 in your position.
Okay.
At least top 10 in your position. This guy is one of the best strikers in Europe. People talk about these next upcoming guys, these Benjamin Sesko's. Give me somebody. Give me somebody else. Who
Jokers?
Yeah, who's that guy? You have him, right? But this guy is better than all those strikers. I love Victor Boniface. I don't even know what other strikers are out there. Julian Albion, even
Osimhen is out there.
Nah, man. This guy. No, Osimhen's older though.
Okay.
These young crop of strikers.
Okay.
He damn near to me is probably at that bottom of the top 10. Whoever the top 10 strikers that you have in Europe, this guy's one of the best strikers in Europe. 100%.
So you
100%.
think he makes a difference for
strikers if you want to. We can go through the strikers if you want to. No particular order. 10 strikers better than him. Give it to let me see here.
Lewandowski
better than him.
Harry Kane, Haaland. I'll give you the quick one so we can get it out of the way.
Haaland, okay.
Okay, which one did I give you? Lewandowski, Kane, Haaland.
Yeah.
In the world,
I wouldn't even
Mbappe.
say Lewandowski.
Also Salam. I just want to let you know, Marmoush is 25. He was born in 1999. Mbappe was born in 98. So his peers are Mbappe. His peers are Saka.
That's fine.
Peers,
That's fine.
like those are his peers. Like let's not. We can't call him young.
They're on the list.
Osimhen is his peer. Leao is his peer. These guys that are 25 and
Leao's
above.
a left winger. Leao's a left winger.
I know. I'm just saying we have to look 25 and above.
Okay, we can add those guys. Mike said Harry Kane. He said Lewandowski. Okay.
Okay, Haaland. Put Haaland in there.
Who? Ali Watkins.
I did my Lookman, Mbappe.
Ademola Lookman is not a striker.
Zinni's a wicker. Okay, so if,
I don't know.
Vinny's not a striker. I said give me strikers. Don't give me this 9.5. I said give me a striker. Give me a striker. Yeah. Don't Havertz. Is Havertz better than Marmoush?
Ollie Watkins, John Duran.
They are not better than Marmoush. They are not better.
all right, Salam.
I'm just throwing out strikers.
Your point is, if
I'm
we're
not
gonna go,
saying,
if we're gonna go pure strikers, he's top 10.
He's top 10.
No.
That means he's top 10.
Oh, no. We're gonna stop giving players. Like,
no. For
they
argument,
have a little bit of success now. They're the next thing, and City buys
no
you for
one-
80 mil. Now you're the
No,
next.
no.
Can you
Salam,
come to the Prem and do this? Can you come to the Prem and do this? I'm not hearing nothing about no player. I'm not hearing about nothing about no player until he comes to the Prem and proves.
and that's it. I agree with Gabriel.
I'm not hearing none of that shit. I swear I'm not.
Just wait.
Come shut me up. Shut me up. Because we have plenty of players come here.
Because I was gonna say, even like for argument's sake, even if he's top 10. What are the other things that make him world class? Because I'm still ready to
top 10 in his position.
Man,
so that's all you need.
Everyone scores.
What do you mean?
Come to the Prem and do it.
You know how many teams are in Europe? For you to be a top 10 in your
so
position.
you're saying that's so if you're top 10 in your position, you're world class. That's what you're saying.
You are 100%.
All right.
Okay, that's a crazy way to look at it, but
All right, that's fair.
To me, within the two players or the three players City got, honestly, to me, if I look at history, what it tells me with this Eastern European center backs, they're usually successful in the Prem. They usually do well. So I think this might be a steal for them, to be honest. But Marmoush, I'm still skeptical. Bro, we saw what Havertz was doing in the Bundesliga. We saw what Werner was doing in the Bundesliga. We saw these guys terrorizing the Bundesliga, bro. We've seen it, Salam.
You know he's African,
like
right?
Gabriel said. I know he's African. Like Gabriel said,
and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he is African. Otherwise, we wouldn't be. Otherwise, like,
and then we'll talk.
Who's his first game against?
They play us. They play us.
I play you. He'll score on you. He will score on you. He will score on you.
Salam loves talking about the team in Manchester that's not his for some reason, way more than he loves talking about his team. I guess you have to look at winners and admire from afar. I guess so.
Okay,
you know,
I'll say this to close out on Marmoush. You guys don't think he's world class? I do.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. He hasn't shown me anything.
For me, not yet. For me, not yet.
Yeah. He hasn't shown me anything that
I've seen too many Bundesliga guys, kill it in the Bundesliga, come to the Prem, and don't hold it up. So,
okay, bro,
I want to see it in the Prem first before
it's like
I
Miles Robinson. What's his name? Anthony Robinson.
You're gonna live on that one forever. Look,
yeah.
I got a few more guys, and then we can get on to our teams. But so outside of the Prem, we got Kavar Skelia, playing from Napoli to PSG, and then we also have where did I write this down? Because someone was just going to Napoli. Oh, we got Philip Billing going from Bournemouth to Napoli, so a little switch there. Billing wasn't getting any time at Bournemouth, which is crazy because Bournemouth is actually decent in the league. So
yeah,
I think that's a win-win for both players there. How do we think? Yeah, how do we think Kavar is going to do at PSG? Do we think that's a good signing for them? Do we see them doing anything in Champions League? Because we pretty much know French League is, it should be a lock for them. They're on top of the table currently, so.
Yeah,
pretty much what they need is the Champions League. That's the thing that's escaped them forever. No superstar team has been able to get it done. They had Messi, they had Neymar, they had every star under the sun you can name them, Ibra, and no one's ever been able to get the Champions League. Do we think this is the start of them trying to build something around him, or is this just another signing?
No. PSG is just. No, he's not world class to me. PSG is throwing stuff at the wall, and something is gonna stick. Eventually, something sticks for them. This signing for me is not that impressive. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Kvaratskhelia is a player that I think If you have like a city, he would be a nice little add-on, right? You don't have to depend on him. Your wins and losses don't depend on how he plays. This guy, if you're going to depend on him as your main man, you're not. You're not going to. No, he's not. Do you guys see him as a guy that can carry a team? I don't think so. I think he's a luxury player, really. If you have a team that's already made up and you add him, yeah, he takes you a little bit. Yeah, he adds a little bit to it. But
PSG is made up?
no, PSG is just throwing things at the wall. Because if you're trying to build something,
their main guy is Dembele. Right?
Why do you let Colomwani leave?
Colomwani leave.
I mean, this is a really went to Juve.
Where did he go again?
Juve.
Juventus.
I mean, it's like you have a player like that, and you somehow don't utilize him. He's from France. He's at home. You can't find a way to make it work and make him comfortable. You can't find a way to add Kvaratskhelia with him onto him. I know they have other strikers, but some of the decisions just I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think they're just throwing everything at the wall, hoping for something to stick. And Kvaratskhelia is another big name signing. That's not really going to move the needle for them, in my opinion.
That was a good point, Mike. I like what you said about that.
I take him at Arsenal. Sure.
Yeah. See, like a team like Arsenal, if you add him to an Arsenal, you would see something happening.
We weren't paid 80 though. That 80 was steep.
PSG, I don't know. What you're gonna win the French league again, and then what?
Yeah, I think the coveted thing for them is the Champions League, and I don't think their team is set up to get that. Not right now. Not right now. A few more in Europe. We have Ten Hag going to Dortmund potentially. It looks like Dortmund is looking to replace Nuri Sahin. He's been linked to Dortmund. If that does happen, we know Antony has now left Manchester United. Thank you for your services. He's gone to Real Betis over in La Liga on loan for 6 months. I don't know if they can buy him, so I think he has to come back.
No buy clause.
No buy clause.
No buy clause.
He has to come back.
Yeah, we take him for a little bit, but and then Cesc Fabregas, manager over at Como in Serie A, the Italian league. Dele Alli, just signed I believe a 2-year deal there. So, hopes to see that he can get back into football's good graces sometime soon. Looks like Cesc Fabregas was also looking at Ansu Fati to go over there. He's trying to build something over at Como. They were in the relegation zone.
They're out there. They're 13th now.
Yeah, they've won a few matches in the last few weeks. They, started to gain some points. They're very mid-table. I was talking, with Gabriel the other day. If you look at the Serie A table, it's very, very interesting. It's a little bit more competitive than the Prem table right now. From the relegation zone all the way to first place, it's extremely close. There's a battle. Every point really matters there. They don't really have a Southampton, so it's interesting what the team can do there. So it's a lot of stuff going on. And then even over in the US, we're starting to see some of these European stars come to trickle over to the MLS. We have Zaha coming to Charlotte. We have De La Torre, I believe. Salam, you said, going to San Diego.
That's a new franchise, right?
Yep.
Yes, San Diego's a new franchise. Team in the MLS. We saw Neymar potentially going to Chicago, but I think that got shut down. I'm not sure if those talks are still happening. It looks like he might be going to Santos. What do we think about these European stars coming to the MLS? Do we start to see it a lot more in the next couple of years, especially leading up to this World Cup in the US?
Most definitely. I think coming here to America to play is definitely it's I don't know what I could compare it to, but for those European guys, it's almost not, I don't want to say a retirement place, but it's because you're seeing a lot more guys, come into the league. I actually think this upcoming league is going to be there's a lot of, people in the league, especially, Zaha going to Charlotte. I don't know if you had said that or not yet, but
yeah.
There's
I'm glad.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad for Americans to get to watch a player like Zaha, because even guys like us that watch the Prem every week, we hated to see him go, and it'll be nice to see how he does in the MLS. I think this would be a very good fit for him in terms of him being able to express himself. I can't wait to see it actually work. I hope it works.
Yeah,
He's too good to be. He's too good,
Yeah.
man. He's gonna ball out.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, for sure. Like he's someone that like, he's someone where I'm like, wow, you're still. I wouldn't say in your prime, but you still have.
You're good enough. Yeah.
There's a level.
Yeah.
There's a level.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, I think just America, I feel like in general, just offers a lot of good, situations. I mean, he's going to Charlotte, warm weather. Like a lot of these guys are going to come here. If I can go somewhere where there's really not going to be any nonsense, like
Yeah.
it's good weather. I'm playing football. I'm seeing like a new phase of life. The speed of the game, the game may not be at the the level that you were playing at, but it's still a pretty competitive level, and obviously, they'll help boost the league. So yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at some point, hopefully, maybe we get to a point where every team in the MLS has like a European player on it, like a top, maybe not, just like
I mean,
No,
I think
Go ahead.
just I think teams are. I think European players have now seen a couple U.S. or a couple of their peers go over to the U.S., ball out, make a lot of money,
Yeah.
and get to live that American lifestyle, bro. Like,
yeah,
bro, people look at America different, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people look at America like, oh, America, like, you can drive 7 hours and still be in the same country. Like, that's crazy to them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they view this country in a different way, And I feel like now that footballers from Europe, big stars, Zlatan, has come to the MLS and actually thrive here, do well,
Yeah.
and still make a name for themselves, be relevant, and get to live in that UF lifestyle, bro. It's a different type of sauce. And now they see, oh, Messi's going over there, and like look at like I'm not Messi, but look at what he's getting. Like he's getting stock in the team, he's getting getting this, he's getting that. Like there's bread to be made over here. And I can go live in a nice city, like I can go live in LA, I can go live in Miami, I can go live in New York, Charlotte. People don't even know how nice Charlotte is. I've never been to
Media
Charlotte.
attention is different too.
Yeah, like San Diego just got added. San Diego is one of the nicest cities in America, bro. We went there for your wedding. My first time there.
Yeah, shout out.
They're seeing that now, and they're like, why would I go to Dubai where life is so much different than what I'm accustomed to when I can just go across the pond? You know what I mean? It makes a lot more sense. So I think it's really dope. I think we'll see a lot more players instead of taking that 100 mil or whatever in Saudi, saying, all right, I'll go make 20 million in the US. Balling out there. You know what I mean? So, and then some of these places, you gotta think about it, bro. Messi's making all this money, no state tax.
In Miami, exactly.
It's insane. Like, bro,
teams
all
in
of them
Texas,
like Texas, like you don't get taxed.
Yeah.
Delaware, mad states, you don't get taxed, state tax. So it's like, imagine.
I mean, you guys almost hit every nail I was going to hit over the head. I'm glad you guys said everything. And I mean, think about it. We talked to Dominique Badji, and on this podcast, he told us, dude, I went over to Turkey, and the circumstances were, I had to get out of there after he was like, I terminated my contract, just took the lost money and all that to come over here. Think about it. These players are coming from cushy, lifestyles. And then they come to America. Mike, you said it. They don't have to deal with the British media. They don't have to deal with the cold. They're living in San Diego. They're living in LA. They're even in New York or even in Columbus. I mean, Cucho Hernandez loves it. Think about it. He was a Prem player. He's been loving it in Columbus. He's won a ring. That he loves the city. He's been loved by the city, and they understand that the level is going to drop a little bit, but like you said, 5-10 years from now, there might be a MLS where there's probably a Serie A player, a couple Prem players, and not only that, Gable said it. They're getting stock in this country. They're becoming ambassadors. Not only are these European players coming over there, David Beckham has his own team, bro. This is Beckham.
Yeah,
This is
it's
David
wild.
Beckham. So think about how he can draw and then also just educate them on the culture, on the country, and grow the game here. Because, like you said, there's money to be made in this game, and it's obviously growing. So it's dope to see, and I'm glad it's happening. Zaha, like you said, he's about to be in the MLS. That's crazy. Like we're about to be able to see him possibly.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's just cool to just be able to be a fan of the game and then grow with the sport and see some of these players that we grew up idolizing now in our backyard. So it's cool to just have the U.S. be that country now. Like I said, that the World Cup's here in a few years. We're gonna start to see the trickle of a lot of European players, I believe. But speaking about Europe, you said, yeah. What'd you say?
I just wanted to add lastly, you look at someone like what's his name, Sebastian Javinko. Played kind of like even like just reinvented himself. Had like probably like a second phase of his career.
Yeah.
And then was like the man in Toronto, MVP of the league. So yeah, good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love to see it. So speaking about European football, Champions League was back today. Just want to touch on, just a few of the top games. We had Atalanta, man. I just want to talk about them for a second. I don't know if anyone was able to see the game. I wasn't, but 5-0 win today. They're fourth in the Champions League table with 4 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. 18 goals, only 4 against. Their defense is doing very well. I don't know, man. I think they're a dark horse in this race. It's kind of early to call it, but they're top 4 in the league. They're top 4 in Champions League. That's got to account for something. They're just firing right now on all cylinders. Everybody looks happy. I was watching the highlights, and just everybody looked like they were playing for each other, bro. It just looks simple to them now. So just want to say that's a team to look out for. I think they're going to make some noise this year.
Yeah, I mean they're reigning Europa Cup winners. We forgot about that. They won the Europa League, so this is a pretty good team that have good experience. And I also wanted to ask you, what's your thing, man, about Gasperini? He does not get media attention like all these other managers do, but this Atlanta manager, bro, from afar, at least from somebody who's a casual, that I've actually seen their progress. Bro, in the last at least 5 years, look at everybody who's been on Atalanta. Look at how he's been able to use them, maximize their talent, and they've made money off of half of these guys. Like he had Amad Diallo, went to Manchester United. He had Højlund for 1 season. He made Manchester United pay almost 90 million for him. I mean, he's had different players on his team, and they've made it far in competitions year after year. He won the Europa League. A couple of years ago, he won the Italian Cup. Like, he's actually competing. But I don't know. This is a guy that I feel like I've been observing from afar, and I'm like, he needs to get his flowers. But that team, they're doing a lot with a lot less. So you appreciate those guys.
Yeah, no, I just want to say they you're right, Mike. Gasperini's been there since 2016. Like you said, he's been there for a while, and I just think that goes to show if you put a little bit of trust in a guy and just allow him to work, slowly but surely it'll come to fruition. I mean, you look at what Klopp did over at Liverpool, you look at managers that have longevity and trust, and it goes a long way. Like I said, this is a dark I mean, every time I see that they're on, I try to catch them just because they've been balling. Like I said, I don't watch them probably as much as I should, but they're a team to look out for. Villa lost 1-0 to Monaco today. Tough loss for them. Madrid lost 2-1, or Madrid beat Leverkusen 2-1. Red card on both sides in that game. Leverkusen went up 1-0. Then there was a quick early red card to Madrid in the 23rd minute. And then Julian Alvarez, 2 goals.
Did you see the red card? Atletico Madrid's red card? Did you guys? What did you guys think about what they showed the ref at the screen? Because instead of showing him the whole, instead of showing him the whole play, they just kept pausing at where the guy's leg catches the other player. So it was, he tries to tackle him. There's a follow through, obviously, right? But you have to play the whole video. Another example of just VAR not being used the right way. So all they were showing him on the screen was just the end where the guy's leg catches him. They just kept replaying that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I don't agree with that. I feel like we've seen that a lot in VAR reviews. You go to the screen is there for you to watch the whole play. Give him different variants of the replay. Don't just pause it at where his leg catches him and just keep replaying that back and forth. Like, what does that? Yes, it's just showing that he caught him. But if you don't play the whole video, if you don't play the whole review out, I think it doesn't make sense. I mean, in the end, it was a red card because it was still a bad, tackle. But it's just like you got to show the whole thing. I don't like that at all. They talked about it in the broadcast, so I wanted to see what y'all thought. Like, it's like it was so lazy because he was at the screen and he wasn't there very long because they were just showing him the pause and back and forth, and then he just left. Red card.
Honestly, I didn't see it. I only saw the highlights. So like in the highlights, they showed him go into the monitor, but I didn't see what he saw. Honestly, I just think it's tough, but that's just how it is. That's how they utilize VAR, for better or for worse. I think there should be some sort of, I don't want to say mandate, but I think it should be strongly encouraged that referees look at 5 seconds before the play and 5 seconds after the play, or 5 seconds after infraction, or 5 seconds. There should be some sort of like range that's set.
Yeah.
Be like, this is the point of the foul. Let's take some time before and some time after to see exactly what occurred. I think that is logical, but who knows what I don't feel like there's any uniformity between FIFA and UEFA, just first and foremost. Like, I don't know if what they do in Champions League is what they do in FIFA, and then between the 5 leagues, we all know that they do it differently. So, sometimes you don't have it in the Carabao Cup. So sometimes you don't have in the FA Cup if you're playing like a 4th division team who doesn't have VAR. So it's like, bro, like there's no uniformity anywhere in how VAR is used. Yeah. So to even try to even think about how we can sort of like standardize it is just foolish.
Yeah.
From the jump.
I think that they show them what they think is like the foul, or at least they show them what they show the actual ref, the main ref, like what they think is,
the issue.
Yeah. So like, I'm not really surprised. Like in that sense, I think it's just, I didn't see it, but I just know it just always seems to be. And I mean, to be fair, I feel like outside of the Premier League, it's decent.
In
the Champions League, it's far in, where it's, like questionable calls in the Champions League. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but nonetheless, I mean, Atletico to come back and win that's huge.
Yeah. Shout out Julian Alvarez, man. Goal in the 53rd minute. And then very good finish, in the 90th minute to ice it, just icing his veins. Honestly, he's having a very good season. He started off slow.
Big signing for him.
Yeah, he started off slow. We all kind of thought he was going to struggle a little bit, and I think once he started scoring, he never stopped. So
better season than Watkins.
I mean, the numbers will tell you. Yeah.
Yes. Ask you. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
That's crazy. He was ducking early. His spidey sense was That's crazy. Dortmund went up early in the 15th minute by Gruese Penny, and then lost 2-1 to Bologna. Just back-to-back goals.
Yeah, man.
Just laps. I feel like that's just been the. I feel like it's been a story of Dortmund all year.
Their season,
Just
they can't hold on to leads. They can't hold on to leads at all. No matter if they score first, second, they're conceding. So yeah.
Sound like Chelsea for real.
Yeah.
Liverpool beat Leo 2-1. Leo had a red card, but then equalized after a 62nd minute goal by Jonathan David. I think the team should go get him, man. He's having a good year over
Yeah.
at Leo. I believe he has double-digit scoring again so far this year. I mean, he's in his mid-20s, but he's emerging as one of those solid strikers that I feel should get a chance at a big team. I think Leo, like he's hit his ceiling. You know, this is still a Champions League team, but he's not going to be able to do anything there. I think a team should.
I don't know if like us, but
No,
I've had my doubts about him. But it's like every season he just continues to prove me wrong. Like this would be like the third season that I'm like, all right, I think he's legit. Like, bro, he scored big goals for them in the Champions League. They beat Real Madrid. I don't know if you guys remember. Earlier in the first half of the Champions League. I think they beat somebody else. I think Bayern. I might be mistaken, but I think they beat Bayern too. Big. They've made some, big moves that I think I'm surprised that nobody's picked him up yet. And I think if there's something else leaving that club, it should be him.
Yeah,
I mean, didn't Euro just leave? Euro just left there, right? Yeah, from there. Yeah, I think the next one should be him. Really.
Yeah, they're sitting right now 11th on the Champions League table, 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. They have 13 points. They're sitting right above Bayern. So, I mean, in the league, Jonathan David has 11 goals, 2 assists. I mean, he's been balling. He's been putting up like 15 goals plus, like 20 GA in the last couple of years. Like he's been emerging as one of those strikers that you can rely on. And I just think he's hit his ceiling at Leo. Like, it's good that he's there, but it's not doing much more for him. He needs to go get more of a challenge and be on a team that's competing like at a higher level. But I like his game. I don't think he's a Chelsea type striker. No, I wouldn't take him out my team.
No, I saw. Okay, Gabriel, would you take him at Arsenal?
No.
He'd be. I mean, if Villa didn't have all those strikers, I'd go put him at Villa. But the crazy part is, Salam, though, like you could put him on any team in the Prem that's in the top 10 right now, and I think it does them like.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah,
like any one of those teams, like you put him there, and it's like, oh, like if he was on Fulham right now, if it was him up there with, I mean, who are their strikers right now?
Raul Jimenez.
They have Raul Jimenez, and then on the outside they have Iwobi. Yeah, it's like those, like that's a top 2, top 3 of, and then you have Iwobi on the outside. I think that's an upgrade for them.
United, it's an upgrade for y'all too.
No, it's not. He's not better than Xerxes.
But I think he's better than Rasmus. I think he's better than Rasmus, and I think.
Wait,
thank you.
Salam, are you serious?
We think Xerxes is definitely better.
I want to say he's probably better than Xerxes too. I think he's better than Xerxes too. I mean, this guy's proven to score in a top 5 league and in Champions League. I mean, not to say Xerxes isn't good, but he was at Bologna doing decent. So
what do you mean? He was in the team of the season last year. That means
no, and I love that, but I need to see more from him. But yeah, I think that wraps up Champions League. Juve drew, Club Brugge 0-0. Nothing exciting happening over
Barca
this year.
Yeah.
Oh, the Barca match. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we talked about that already. But Barca, and I was watching that match, man. First and foremost, I don't know what sort of training or what sort of monk that Rafinha spoke to, like beginning of this year. He found enlightenment, because what he's doing this year is honestly, it doesn't make any sense. He has 11 goals, 6 assists in La Liga. I think he has like 6 or 7 goals in
Champions League.
Yeah. He's just running amok right now. It's crazy because I was watching the game. I was working from home today, and I just had it on mute in the background. And like every time I looked down and looked up, there was another goal. I mean, it was 5-4, especially in the second half. It was so back and forth.
Yeah.
It was very, very sloppy, but just individual excellence from Rafinha, individual excellence from Pavlidis. He had a 30-minute hat trick. He scored in the second minute, 22nd minute, and the 30th minute.
He could have had 4. Honestly, he could have had 4.
He should have had 4.
Should have had 4.
He should have had 4. And this game is so full of margins because even the last goal Rafinha scored to make it 5-4, it was a corner for Benfica.
Yeah.
There's a potential handball in the box. It gets reviewed at the end of the game. They say no handball, no penalty, whatever. Rafinha sprints, gets it off a beautiful ball that's played. I forgot who played the ball. It might have been, was it Gavi? Maybe Pedri? It doesn't matter who played the ball right now, but he gets it, beats the player, and then just finishes. And it's like, first and foremost, shout out to Rafinha just for the composure on finishing in the first place because the goal was great. But what this game showed me is that Barcelona is beatable. To have 4 goals scored on you in 30 minutes, like a better team would have probably put that away. And I think for Hansi Flick, he needs to tighten up on their defense because it's cool that they can make these comebacks because obviously it's Barca and they have they have Lewandowski, they have obviously Rafinha going crazy this year. They have the firepower to do whatever they need to do. But I think if they want to go far in La Liga, if they want to go far in Champions League, they need to tighten up their defense. I think what I saw today was great, but they're leaky. Like they're very, very leaky. And I think they can get snuck by. Like if they can, and nothing against Benfica, but if Benfica was tapping them up like this in the first half, like Jules Koundé looked lost. Like he looked lost, bro. Like I would look up and then I would look at what he's doing and I'm like, bro, you look like Trent out there, And so it's one of those things where they're a very good team, but they need to tighten up on defense. But yeah, that was my take from the game, Mike. I know you were able to watch some of it too.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona is such an interesting team, man. Like you watch this team against anybody else, and you're like, they're not as strong as the Barcelona Then they go play Real Madrid, and it's not even close. It's a very confusing team. Like I was telling you guys in the group chat, after 4-2, I changed it because I was like, I've seen enough. Like there was no way I would have thought, oh, they even scored 2 more goals. Like, because Benfica the whole time were on them. Like they were on them the whole time. The game was back and forth, really. But it was like I didn't see Barcelona scoring 2 more goals. They scored 3. This is an interesting team because in the league, they're not very good. I mean, since they beat Real Madrid, they've picked up some steam, but it's like they're not as good as you think they should be the way they play when they play Real Madrid. So that's what I took from Barcelona. I'm like, when I see you guys play Real Madrid, you guys look different from any time I watch you guys.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was a very, very good return in Champions League. The slate today was very exciting besides, just the 0-0 Juve match. But to get into our teams, might as well go ahead and start with Salam. As you know, there were some midweek matches, but kind of just want to highlight the most recent match for you. You did get the 3-1 win against Southampton midweek. Shout out to Amad Diallo, kind of emerged in that
Superman.
game, I think, as
kind of emerged
as you guys guy. It seems like he made his statement on the league. Nah, but shout out to Amad for real because that the hat trick showed that you guys obviously still have to rely on individual brilliance to win. You guys still aren't a team that can figure out goals. I mean, even going to the end of that match, we were like, dang, is United about to lose? Like it was that feeling to Southampton. And I know it's only Southampton. You were saying that, but to have to rely on individual brilliance every No. I never.
How do you better than me?
I'm not saying Did I say names?
No,
Did I say names?
no, you said.
I said I
you
know
just
y'all.
said-
I said I
you
know
just
y'all.
said. You just said. You said that. I said that. I didn't say
I
that.
said y'all. I said I know y'all. I know. So y'all said it's just Southampton. I didn't specify who y'all were. All I'm saying is I know some of y'all were saying it's just Southampton, but for me, I'm looking at this game like no, it's not just that it's Southampton. It's just that this team has to rely on brilliance or Bruno scoring a banger, or it never really looks put together. And I know Amarim said these guys are going to have to figure it out or leave, because it seems like that's kind of how it is with you guys. There's something that's not connecting. But shout out to Ahmad midweek, and then you would hope you take that momentum into the weekend. But the scoreline was opposite this time. It was 3-1 the other way to Brighton. Matoma was just, I don't know what he was doing. He was just dancing all over y'all. Shout out to Minte, got a goal early, and then from there, Bruno equalized with a pen. Then second half, you guys just are not a second half team, I guess. They just ended up just finishing the match, but just a blunder from your I don't talk football, but blunder from Andre Onana to just ice the game. At that point, you guys weren't coming back. Just your overall thoughts from the roller coaster of a weekend you had. 3-1 one way.
I'll take it from here, Cornelius. Listen, I want to start by saying this. Ruben Amorim said that this could possibly be the worst Man United team in club's history. And to be honest that's not me.
All right.
What I will say is this. I mean, I don't even really want to blame Onana because we were already losing. Already losing. So we can't really blame it on him. I think he's right, man, and I think he's at a point where I feel like these people in the back, and I hate to sound redundant, but Ineos, they obviously have to do more. I think the fact that we're sitting because I don't even really want to talk about the game, because this game is the same game that we've seen many times, bro. It's obvious that he wants to move on from some of these players. I don't understand why it's January 21st, and we haven't brought anybody in. The whole January transfer window has went. Anthony is our first departure, and I just feel like the manager needs reinforcements. He's showing you that he can't make it work with this group of players. But in the meantime, I do feel like there are a few things that he could control. The first being Kobe can't play in the position that he's playing now. If he's going to play, he has to play as a 10, because he simply just does not have the legs to play in that position, especially considering that we don't keep the ball. So I think he's better going forward. And you know what, man? Our wingbacks are terrible. Can't attack.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous.
No, it is getting ridiculous. But what I want to say is this. I just also think, I mean, at this point, like, I don't know. We see it week in, week out. We just need new players into this team that can carry out what he wants to do. But
so what are your suggestions for this reinforcement you talk about? Because I feel like you guys have a pretty deep team.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
You do. I mean,
No,
you got on the bench.
We don't have a left-sided player that can play as that left back. We don't. Luke Shaw, I actually read today. Luke Shaw is back fit. So I don't know what that means. But Luke Shaw is back fit. So as of right now, Malacia, I think he's out. So
Now, what? Didn't we just see him?
That's the point. Here we are, Mike. But here we are. This is my football team. So, yeah, man. I think this January, I don't understand why Manchester City. Obviously, yes, like they don't have as many, I guess, financial constraints, I guess, as we do. Maybe we can't spend as freely as they do. But the fact that they've brought in 3 people already to reinforce what's already definitely a better team than ours, but I would say up until this point, a struggling team. And we're here at the 21st of January, and we haven't did anything except Anthony leaving. That's not good enough. So I can't even talk about the players anymore. We've talked about the players. I can tell you that Onana's mistake was a mistake, but and I said this a few weeks ago. He makes he does. He has some hollers. He does. He does. But he makes as much mistakes as everybody in that team. The only problem is that usually his mistakes lead to goals, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like I said to you guys, when the cross came in, I dropped down to go grab my water because I thought it was a routine save. And I heard, the crowd go crazy. I just saw him face down. But I feel for him, man. I feel for him. And I don't know. It, again, makes you question, like, did we really need to bring him in? We had a good thing going. But again, you look back, Eric Ten Hag. I used to always say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer set us back. But my God, I think Eric Ten Hag has really, really set us back. Because this is ridiculous. Frankly, it's like, wow, Onana, you haven't panned out. Probably, I mean, I haven't said you've been a success, but you haven't panned out. Anthony, you left today. You're back. You're on loan to Real Betis. Mason Mount, you came in. You can't even stay healthy. I like De Ligt. I like Mazraoui. The fact that you didn't even play Ahmad and we're just seeing him this year, but nonetheless, obviously we're at a point where we're punished a lot by the poor decisions that were made in the past, because financially it's put us in a very tough position for us to move, obviously, in the January market. So, yeah.
It's really ridiculous.
I don't know who's doing that, but no, man, we need players, man. We're actually linked with this player who plays. He's from Denmark. He's a left wing back. So they're asking for 30 mil. We'll see.
Where do you think Rashford will end up?
Yeah. He's linked. I sent you guys the thing about Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? He could potentially go there. I think with him, there was a link that came out today that said that he's been doing extra training, and he's ready to come back and play. And for Man United, and that he has no problem with Ruben Amorim, which to me is, again, it's just more of PR. It's the fact that here we are at January 21st. You still haven't had a move. But I don't know, man. He's had a lot of clubs come in for him, but I don't know, for whatever reason that has stalled out. I just feel like you can't go back on it, though. You have to get him, like, he has to finish the season somewhere else, because you have to show support to the manager. But again, I think showing support to the manager is being active in the market, and we're not doing that. So you have to question these new guys who are coming in. You guys have all this resume. Jim Ratcliffe, you said you had this money. Clearly you don't. It's kind of like, and this is why I wanted to go Qatar.
Understandable.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Listen, the thing of even when I look at your guys' situation, Chelsea, Bowley, he's putting the bread down.
Yeah.
He's showing you. You know, I may not get everything, but damn it, I'm trying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting the money down. Man.
That one I'll give you. Yeah,
and
that
it's just
one.
kind of like even like look at a team like Arsenal. Arsenal is probably, I would say, up until this point, is probably the best team. They need a few pieces to really solidify like the league, and for whatever reason, they're not doing it. You guys are. City, they are. Us, we can't really make those decisions very quickly
Need a new stadium.
our new state, Gabriel, don't get me started. Our stadium, no, they can play in that fucking stadium. You're going to play in that fucking stadium. We need to get some players.
Yeah, so I got two questions. One is, so my first question is with Mano. You said he cannot play in the position he's playing. So would you switch him and Bruno? Would you move Bruno back to like an 8-ish role, and then have Ugarte kind of man the 6, or have like a double pivot and then just switch him and have Manu play the 10? Like, what would you have happen there?
So based on our team now, and I would have to hate to do this because I feel like Ahmad is our most informed player. I think Ahmad has to go to like right wing back because Bruno has to play in the 10 because Bruno's going to play. I feel like you really can't bench him because
so he goes where Dallo goes.
Yeah, Dallo.
Mazraoui. Like where is he at? Where or Mazraoui? Like where? Because I don't know your team. You gotta tell me where he's replacing. If Ahmad goes to right wing back.
If Ahmad goes to right wing back, I would put Bruno in the 10. I would put Mano at the 10, and I would go Ugarte and Casemiro based off of what we have. I like Toby Collier, the young kid who's been coming in. I don't think that it's a responsible thing to do to just throw a youngster into what's already and maybe not the most,
learning by fire, you know.
No, that's not learn. Why you crash out?
But that honestly leads me to my second question though, which is, so we just finished match week 22. We got 16 matches left. Realistically, where let's say you guys don't get anybody this January, so this is the team you got, right?
Lineup.
What do you? No. Just what do you realistically see Amorim being able to do with this team? It might be a little premature, but let's say Rashford comes back and this is your team.
I think honestly, between the FA Cup and Europa League, I think we can make some shake in one of those cups. 100%.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you on that because you're able to do it. You're able to do the cups.
In these cup competitions, if it's just a game, 2 games, don't let it be FA Cup where it's just 1 game and we can beat you. Because
he did it to Arsenal. I see,
bro. So like I'm telling you, in those with us, it's just the week to week consistency. We don't have that because of of what we have at the moment. But again, it's just like you have to question. It's like you're up for a game like Arsenal. You're up for a game like Liverpool. Yes, in those games, like we don't have the ball as much, which is probably how these players are more comfortable playing. But it's like in a game where, like with Brighton, like when I look at Brighton's goals, like I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. This might sound crazy. They beat us 2-1, 3-1, but it was like what? The goals were all just like, look at the first goal. Mazraoui, you just get beat over the top. Mitoma gets the ball, squares it to who? Minta.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get? How is our backline that disconnected that someone just run over the top? You're telling me between the 2 center backs that are there and the keeper that are there, we couldn't solve this situation. Okay, we're down 1-0. We do a good job. We do a good job of winning the penalty back. We equalize. We go 1-1, and then to go down 2-1, it's a set piece. They mess up on the set piece, right? Because the guy slips, right? The guy slips. The ball goes through somehow. We can't clear the ball. João Pedro gets the ball. Now we're down 2. Okay, we're still at home. We're still in this game.
They called that back. That was in the second goal.
Oh yeah, they called that back. The Mitoma one was the second goal.
The second, the Matoma goal was the second one.
Yeah.
But it's still winning.
It could have been 4-1. Yeah.
This team, everything counts. Matoma's goal, we're down 2-1, and then like the mistake, the I don't know what that is. That's a pretty bad howler.
That's a bad one.
That has to be top 10. And again, week to week, I definitely don't think that we can do it. I think we have a better shot at the cup, in the cup games, but nah, man. I guess Onana has to play going forward. I would play Onana, DeLitt, Mazzarari at center back as well too, and Euro. Those would be my 3 in the back. In the midfield, I would go Casemiro, Ugarte. I would go, I guess, Luke Shaw if he's here. I don't know. I don't know if Luke Shaw is up for it, but I guess Luke Shaw or Malacia if he's healthy. On the right, I would go Ahmad, 10. Let's go fucking Mainu and Bruno. Up top, Xerxes. Because we know Xerxes. We can all agree Xerxes is better than Højlund.
So I agree with that.
Yes.
So between the midweek games and this weekend games, what are your thoughts on Euro? Because my boy is a little, he's getting dragged around a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. They're saying, ain't no problem. They were saying it was they called it Taj Mahari. He said smart guy.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Chill on my nigga, man. Chill, man.
Wow.
Nah, but I think, man, I'm not worried. No. I think obviously
y'all got Corbin Blue and Taj
yeah.
Y'all got these
stars. It's Twitter. It's not me. It's Twitter. I swear.
Yo, that's crazy.
No.
Y'all gotta get your head in the game.
No, listen. No, I just think that obviously, like, yes, he's like, I would say struggling to adapt, but it's like a tough environment. So it's like I don't know. I don't expect him to just be, I feel like Ahmad is just having a great.
Yeah, everybody's learning.
Yeah, bro. Like, Ahmad's a great player, and he's in a great moment right now. But if he's out of form, then what are we doing?
Yeah, Ahmad is having kind of like a Cole Palmer had for us last season. Literally, low-key, pulling you guys along. I just, if you can give him a little bit of help, if some of the guys on the team can just embrace it, who knows what could come out of it. But, bro, it's crazy to me. By now, I thought you guys would at least be in the top 10. But it's just like you're just not moving at all.
He said we're the worst. He said this could be the worst team in Man United history.
Yeah,
Apparently, I guess in the dressing, I don't know. These are just reports. They're saying that things, I guess, popped off.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
broken
that.
TV.
Yeah, but it's like, again, I just feel as if and this is again going back to the point with Ineos. It's like he's showing you that and you're seeing it. Like these are supposed to be football people. How are we at January 21st? Like this is a new manager. What's crazy too is like when we were negotiating to bring him here, he actually asked United, "Can I come at the end of the season?" Probably because he had a good thing going at Sporting, and he also understood that tough position to take in the middle of the season. And it's like if you're gonna take him out of Sporting, pay the money to bring him here. Like, why not invest in him?
Be willing, yeah.
I just don't understand. Where's the sense of can we make top 4? Probably not. Can we make the Conference League, Europa League?
Yeah.
Well, that's achievable, but we would have to be
only 10 points off, really.
Yeah, but again, it's just kind of like 10 points. I mean, like it's not that far, and I just feel like you just have to question like what's going on. Why aren't we not investing? Because clearly everyone's showing you that like this team needs help. So and the manager needs help because obviously if these reports are coming out this early, man, he can't crash out before the end of the season.
He's definitely crashed out of the week. Yeah. That's for sure.
No, he's getting ready to, man, because I think this is a good place to end it. But I feel like he's the kind of guy that he wants to be great himself. Like he personally expects excellence, and so he sees that he can't get out of this group of guys. But at the same token, he's not being able to go get the guys he needs. So it's just like he's handcuffed, and it's tough to see. But hopefully, hopefully you guys do go get somebody before the month is over. Like I said, there are 10 more days, and we don't really know what's going on in the background. There possibly could be something. So, we'll see what happens. But to switch gears, let's go over and talk about Chelsea. We did have 2 matches as well. We had a draw against Bournemouth 2-2. Very, very good goals. Good match overall. I think it was tough because of how we conceded the goals. But to have Reece James come on and just score the equalizer, I don't know how Mike felt about the goal, but for me, I don't want to say it felt like a turning point, but it felt like
it was big.
It was, it's just those cannon moments. It's those cannon moments in your season where you could be like, yo, we needed this point. Like, and for it to happen from our captain who's been injured all season to come back and score a free kick. Like, because if you look at it, Cole Palmer and him are over the ball, and he's like, nah, like, this is me. Like, and he actually bangs it, and he bangs it. Like, that's a big moment for him as captain to step up and be like, yo, Cole, I know you've been balling, but this is me. Like, I got this. And to actually, like, that's a massive
put it away. Yeah.
A massive, massive win, especially when we had to come from behind, especially in the way we just, conceded a few minutes before. So it's one of those matches where I look at, yes, I really thought once, because I say this every week, bro, we cannot end halves well.
Yeah, man.
From the last 5 minutes of the half until however much is injury time, we will concede a goal. It's just every match. We conceded in the 88th match, and we needed Reece James to just pull out of his bag of tricks a free kick that, thank God, Cole Palmer was able to, I believe, concede in the dying minutes of the match, bro. And for me, and it's tough to see that, but it's good for that to happen, and for it to happen at a moment where we have time to go now and build momentum. Because what did we do in the weekend match? We built momentum and we beat Wolves. And that's all I want to talk about for me. Mike, you could talk about, what you want to talk about. But for me, it was good to see. And I said in the group chat, I said, bro, if Reece James played 90 minutes today, it would be very telling. I'm kind of glad he didn't, because we do need to bring him back gradually. And I'm glad, he's not starting every match, but he's getting 65 minutes here, and he's coming in at the end of the match. And, I'm sure we'll see him maybe play some of these. I don't even know if he's registered for Conference League. I hope he's not. I kind of just want him to see him in the Prem. So for me, it was good to see my captain back. And obviously, we could talk about Chalobah as well. I mean, our defense looked better. Besides the blunder from Sanchez, which I don't really even want to talk about because we got the dub. Because, we could have been sitting here looking like Salam with Andre Onana if that could have gone left. But at the end of the day, our defense looks 1,000 times better now that we got both of our academy boys back where they should be. We could talk about all the drama. We could talk about how Chalobah shouldn't have been shifted in the first place, because we have said, I was saying this before, we started recording, and I'll end on this. We've leaked goals all year. And Maresca, my issue with him is that we can't find his favorite 11. We don't even know what his favorite 11 is. But we've tried every combination of backline between, let's talk about it, Caicedo, Disasi, Tosin, Malo Gusto, right back and left back, Colwell, Josh, Chimpong. Now Reece James is back. We've also had Badia Shield. We've had 8 8 different combinations. You can throw those 8 players in any different mixed match you want, because that's how they've been played. And for us to still not figure it out, because obviously our defense can't figure out the right center back pairing, and we don't know who the best defenders are. When we sent on loan an academy guy who wanted to stay, and now when he comes back, his first game back, he gets man of the match. For me, it just makes sense for me to look at some of the things we're starting to do and question now. Because I said, Maresca, it's cool for the first half of the year for you to tinker with a team, but I need to know when we have to go win a match and we need 3 points, who are the guys we're going into battle with? And I still don't know that January 21st. So for me, it's just frustrating because I know where we can be. Again, we're back in the top 4 for now, but look at City, they're back. Look at Bournemouth, they're fighting. Look at Fulham, they're fighting. Look at Newcastle, they're fighting. Look at Nottingham Forest. Look at the teams that are in the top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all fighting for the top 4 spot. So for me to feel comfortable, it is delusional. No team should feel comfortable right now. So one, I need the defense to tighten up, which I'm glad is starting to. But these blunders that are happening from Sanchez, they have to stop.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
I'm glad we're fortifying our defense, but Reece James isn't playing 90 minutes. So do I feel totally secure yet? No. We play City in a few days, bro. So for me, I'm looking at every match as we need to at least get a point.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't know how you feel.
No, I think you touched on most of it. Shout out to Chalabat, man. Bro, me and you texting on the side all summer. We were just like, what kind of sense does it make to send this guy and leave Desasi and Badiashile? It made 0 sense. We saw him play at Palace. We even talked about it on the side. He banged 2 goals while at Palace in this short stint. Like, could have had a goal this past weekend too, but had an assist. I'm at a point just like you're at where it's like, bro, you need to kind of hammer down these positions and who's your favorite and who's that. Because you put out the lineup you put out this weekend was, bro, I actually didn't mind it at all. It was a decent lineup he put out. But then it's against a Wolves team, so you don't want to put too much, emphasis into, who played. But to me, it's like we're at a point, like you said, that midweek free kick goal Reece James made. I think it's a big moment for us because it could be the difference between us currently sitting in 6th or 7th to us in the top 4 right now. And like you said, we see City this weekend. We have played very well when we've played these big teams this season. Going into that game with this win on our hand, knowing what winner takes top 4, winner gets to stay in top 4. I think we come out pretty good. I'm confident in what we can do. I'm just so happy we have Chalobah back. I mean, I would have loved to see him with Colwill because I feel like he prefers Colwill, but Colwill was not ready to go. So I get the Tosin thing. He's been scoring too, which is so weird. 3 goals in January out of nowhere, but I don't know, man. I'm with you. We need to have an 11 that is consistent, that we know these are our guys. Jackson's been all right, but he has to start scoring. I feel like the confidence is a little shifty right now, but I think we need to get him back scoring. I don't know what it takes. Get him to see the ball go in the back of the net. And that's been tough. I think we need to get him going. And I'm hoping this weekend when we meet City, we can walk away at the Etihad, actually feeling good about ourselves. I don't want to walk out there with a loss. I don't care if you win the game or draw. We cannot leave the Etihad this weekend with a loss. We have out of there at least with a tie or a win. Because we're at a point of the season, some of these games is just tricky because we had a really bad December. So right now in January, it's like we haven't really lost much, but we haven't won either. So it's like we're at a point where we have to see some of this games go in our favor to really gain confidence to finish off the season well. So overall, I mean, I'm not too upset. We didn't lose the games. We picked up points, and we're still in top four, still fighting. So all I want to see is us just just keep fighting. What do you have to say,
I
Gabriel?
feel you on that. I
Nothing.
feel like that's spot on, Mike. It's just I'm tired of the BS, bro. You know, we need to figure out
Yeah,
who this
man.
11 is right now because
You got to nail it down, man. You got to nail
because
it down.
yeah, because now it's getting to the point where these guys aren't comfortable playing with each other because there's no continuity, bro. And you
Exactly.
can see it. You can see Cole Palmer being frustrated because he's not able to be his best self because he's not used to playing with some of these combinations we're starting with. You know, I like
Hmm.
Sancho out there, but like, why is Pedro Neto starting and then we bring Sancho in, and as soon as we bring Sancho in, we score? You're
Yeah.
seeing them combine. They know each other from City, the way back in the day.
Hmm.
You can see the chemistry there, and then you
Take
don't start
advantage of it.
like you
Yeah.
start in one game and you don't. So for me, that's the frustrating part, bro. It's like I'm
Mm.
seeing this on the pitch, and you're not seeing this. I'm seeing the players that should be playing, and you're not playing them consistently. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you said what you said. I agree with the Jackson take, Gabriel. Sorry to cut you off. I just really feel that we need to hammer down our 11 because it's
Yeah.
getting to the point where it's detrimental to our team, and I can see it on the pitch now.
Yeah.
I'm starting
Hmm.
to see just little quirks that are just like tweaking our team, and it could be the difference between 3 points and
Yeah.
1 point or a loss.
Yeah.
At this point, it's getting serious.
Where does Nkuku fit in all this? Is he leaving this summer or this January? Is he fit in this project?
I don't know what's the deal. It looks like Chelsea slapped a $70 million tag, and since then everything's cooled down from Bayern. They told him, "Yo, we're not loaning him out. If you want him 70 mil, come take it or leave it." And
Mm.
everything's quieted down. So I mean, I think we value him. There are going to be players that will have to leave because we have two more. You could add Andre Santos out of Strasbourg. We have three guys coming in next season, so space would have to be made. I would hope it's not Nkunku as one of those guys. Joao
Mudrik.
Felix can leave. Mudrik can leave. But Drewsbury Hall could leave. But we can't lose a player like Nkunku. Having a player like Nkunku with the addition of those two young guys, bro, we can shake something. We can shake something. But I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't know what's going on between him playing in the Prem and in all the other cup competitions. Like I don't see or I don't understand what Maresca is seeing. Um, I don't see how you don't think he can help us in the Premier League. Like, how does Nkunku not help us in the Premier League? It's ridiculous to me. Like, you really think he's only good for cup games? So it's a very tricky for me because I would think by now in the season, getting into February, Nkunku has like a consistent role on this team in the Prem, but he doesn't. So I honestly can't answer that question, honestly.
Yeah, for me, I would say, I mean, we talked about this extensively offline, but it's frustrating because he does occupy the same role as Cole Palmer, and he's just not going to
Hmm.
play there. So the only way for him to stay happy is for him to consistently start in every other cup competition. And like I just said, Maresca's finicky with starting lineups. I mean, he does play in these conference league and in these cup competitions, but we don't play conference league until this week. It's been a month or so since we played our last one, so he's not finding time in the league. I
Yeah.
think he's better than some of these guys that are going out there, but again, he's not a winger, so it doesn't make sense to kind of put him out of position. But I do think, like Mike said, he adds to our team, so I
Yeah.
don't want to let a player like him go. Otherwise, it's just going to be another guy we bought for another big price tag that didn't fit, and now he's gone somewhere else, and we kind of just wasted a year of his prime. And I hate doing
Hmm.
that to players, but it just sucks because we're not we're not putting him in places to succeed, and he, like, for whatever reason,
He
isn't
wants to
finding favor
play,
with
man.
the manager. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to hinder him, but I
I'm
also don't
United.
see him. Yeah, I would hate to see him go to any other team in the Prem. That's the thing. I don't want to send him to any other team in the Prem because I know what he can do.
No. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, not too much about Chelsea. You know, we had a decent week. Like I said, we'll talk about our predictions here after we talk about Arsenal. But we got to talk about Arsenal because there's been a lot of chatter, and I feel like we've been, you know, pretty critical on them because they're Arsenal Football Club. But they're sitting in second place in the league. They had a pretty, you know, I would say another roller coaster week. I feel like we've all had roller coaster weeks. They started off midweek with the North London derby, beating Tottenham 2-1. Gabriel, you can talk about that, but the Villa match was 2-2. And I think it was. You could talk about that as well. I feel like it was very back and forth. It could have gone either way. I feel like the 2-2 was an acceptable scoreline for that match. But just overall, you're feeling, you know, still no Saka. And then you guys are sitting in second place, you know, still behind Liverpool, which seems to be kind of running away, but it's still very, very early to even think that they're going to win the league or anything close to that. But, you know, like I said, we're through week 22. How do you feel mid-January? You're muted.
You're on mute. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I really don't care about the midweek match. Spurs is Spurs. Handle that. You move. I'm really more concerned about this past weekend. I mean, I'm going to continue to scream this off the mountaintops until I see a change. How many times are we going to put Partey right back and just not get results, bro? Like how many times, man? And it's not only the fact that, you know, it doesn't work when he's in that role, but it's the fact that he was a direct contributor now to us getting scored on in this match. And you know, I'm really just over it. I really don't know what else to say, if I'm being completely honest, because
you called it too, by the way. This one right now in the group chat.
I called it. I literally said, someone was injured. Saliba was injured. Oh, that means Partey is going to move to right back. Timber will move inside. Oh, okay, we won't get a result. It's that simple. It's literally like every time I see Partey in the right back role during this season, I can just bet the other team win or draw, because it's bound to happen, bro. It's just frustrating knowing, you know, we go up 2-0. 2 good goals, great. We're at home. We have control of this match, and it's just 2 critical mistakes, and that Villa honestly capitalizes on. It's not that they played better than us. It's not that I would say they had all the better chances than us. We had control of the match from start to finish, pretty much. From start to finish, we had control of the entire match. But in 2 critical moments, players go to sleep. Players make mistakes, and we get scored on. They capitalize. It's frustrating, man. I don't. Canoes just spoke about it. We see players on Chelsea, you know, do have good performances, and we don't see them consistently. Why? Right? You see Partey in this role. Go look at the results every time he's in this role. Go look at our results. I believe we've won 1 time with Partey playing right back. Once. And I don't even think it was Prem. I think it was FA Cup or something. So you're telling me that every time he plays in this role, we're not getting results. But every time he's not in this role, we somehow get results. There seems to be a common denominator on why something isn't working. And I know we have guys hurt, this and the third, but we've had backs play left back for the past, I don't know how long. We can go put another left back in the right back position and him be okay, because we're going to dominate possession anyway. That player is going to move inside and play in the midfield anyway. So why are we forcing this player to play in a right back role when he cannot do it clearly? And now it's contributed to goals. Now we're getting scored on because of it. So I think this is honestly a direct contributor to us leaking goals. I said we bought mad defenders and this and the third, and yes, they've been injured, but I think this is seriously a direct contributor on to why we don't have the same defensive acumen that we had last season. Last season we were great defensively, one of the least teams to get scored, and this year we're
In the
22
league,
goals. Yeah, we're leaking goals left and right, and I really think this is the common denominator. But as much as I like to harp and say this, and as much as I still think this is 3 points, we should have gotten 3 points. This is a loss in my book, but we haven't lost in the league in I don't know how many games. We're still unbeaten in the league, and yes, that's great and dandy, but we need to start turning these draws into wins, or else we're never going to catch up. Especially on weeks that Liverpool drops points. Like these are the weeks that we have to capitalize on, and and that's the difference. That's the difference, right? We see Liverpool, they're down, 98th minute, they come back, score a goal. They draw. They draw. Salvage. We're trying to catch up. We're up 2-0, and we get comfortable, and we let this team come back, and it's 2-2. It's telling. It's very, very telling.
Let me ask you this: How do you feel about Saliba's injury? Are you worried if it's longer than a week or two?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not too worried. And this is something I wouldn't have said in the past, but yes, we have guys coming back, which is great. But I feel complete. Wherever Timber goes, I feel comfortable. I will scream that from the mountaintops as well. I have never, since Timber has joined the side, I really haven't had any concerns about him pre-injury and post. Being completely honest, I'm not worried about where he goes. So, him at center back, he looked comfortable. The goals weren't his fault. There's nothing he could do on both goals. You know what I mean? So, I'm not too worried about the Saliba injury. If I'm being honest, it's unfortunate because obviously I want my world-class center back to be there. But it is what it is. Hopefully he's back before City, and that is what it is. But I'm not worried with Timber going. Honestly, I'm really not. I'm worried about my right back position. That's what I'm worried about. Because if Partey is there, we're not getting results, man. Simple. We're not getting results. Like I'm very happy for Calafiori to come back because maybe he might play center back. Like anything to have Partey in the middle and not in the right back role, bro. Because what happens when he has to defend against a real winger? Like it's different winning balls in the midfield than it is winning balls.
Absolutely.
Making tackles on a winger or an attacker. It's different. So
you're isolated. Exactly.
Yeah, you're isolated. And I don't want to see you on an island, bro. I don't. It's gonna be bad for you. So, that's really my only thing. I think this week we should have been, instead of 6 points off the top, we should have been 3 points off the top. Or I'm sorry, 4 points off the top with Liverpool with the game in hand. But we just have to keep on continuing to just keep getting results. We drop points, but you can't drop all three. So the draw is obviously not what we wanted, but we at least look forward to this week. We play Wolves, or I think we play Wolves. I think we play Wolves. Yeah, we play Wolves this week, we play Dynamo Zagreb in Champions League. But Wolves away is something that we just have to, quick. Yeah.
Are you happy with how Odegaard's played since Saka's been out?
No, I'm not happy about. Though I'm not happy about a lot of our players, bro. Like, if I'm being completely honest, Odegaard is one of them. What did I say when Saka got injured? What did I say?
His time. Yeah, you're looking at him.
Saka held you down as soon as you went down.
Exactly.
You had the kid. You went down. You were hurt. Woo woo. Saka held you down. Every match, 8 out of 10s. Goal or assists, most matches, no issues. Saka gets injured, I said you're going to have to hold him down the same way. And what am I seeing, bro? 6 out of 10s, 5 out of 10s, maybe a 7 out of 10. And it is, and it's not like, I don't want to make it seem like he's just so terrible because he's
No,
not. He's not. If
no.
being honest, Odegaard is one of those players where you're on a different rating scale for me because I know your quality and I know how much you can shine through matches and how much you can affect the game. And when you're not, I'm not saying you have to be up here all the time, but when you're not giving me that extra, especially when you know one, you're a captain, and two, I know you have that extra gear or level to give it. When we need you in that gear level and you're not providing it at all, you're actually off the mark. It's frustrating, bro. Like you're my
That's my
captain.
beef. That's my
And
beef, man.
yeah, and I mean Yasser and I have talked about this offline, but you know, he's built around the wrong player. He's built around the wrong player. And he caters to the wrong player. I understand Odegaard's our captain. I understand, yes, he's integral to our team. But at the end of the day, this is very telling on who the best
Yeah.
player on the team is.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think it
yeah.
takes time.
There's
And
no debate
Clear.
now.
It's
yeah,
been
no,
clear.
no, it's
Yeah.
been clear, but honestly, amongst Arsenal fans, it hasn't been, bro. You can go to Arsenal fan TV. They did this as well. Oh, who's more integral to our team? Who's better? Who's more important to our team? Saka or Odegaard? Saka or Odegaard? Bro, the amount of people that said Odegaard, surprising, man. Honestly, very surprising.
That's crazy.
And you can say that, you know, it is what it is.
Wait,
But
it was in favor of Odegaard?
I
He
think
said
at
it's
the end of the
split.
day,
It's
I
split.
think at the end of the day it was in favor of Saka, but it was close. It was very, very close.
Yeah.
And I just it goes to show that this is very telling. This is our best player. We need to build around him. Like how Liverpool have given Salah the treatment. You know, whatever Salah needs, he gets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Saka needs the same treatment, bro. He's
Yeah.
that good. He's him at the end of the day. So, you know, it's unfortunate. I need players to step up, but we're getting guys back. Hopefully, Ethan Waniri will be back, so our right side will look somewhat alive again. You know, and hopefully, honestly, Martinelli's been getting us through some of these matches and providing goals for us. So I'm happy.
Low key, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's stepped up recently. Trossard has stepped up a little bit as well. So, you know, I'm happy to see some guys start to kick it up a notch, but I don't think Odegaard realizes how much we need him right now because
Yeah.
if Martinelli is, and he's still not looking the best, but he's providing goals. So it's like if Martinelli's doing this, imagine if you were to provide 1 or 2 goals here and there. That's going to give the entire team a boost. Like I don't think you understand the weight of the captaincy right now, and also the weight of your performances has on this team. Because when you're firing, everyone's going to be firing. Like when you were scoring goals, everyone was scoring goals. You know what I mean? And you're not doing that. And I'm not saying that all of it falls on you, but you're a very crucial part to this.
He's the captain. No, he
Yeah.
deserves it. He's the captain.
Oh, there it
And I
is.
have to look at you like, bro, you're the leader of this team. Like
He has a
by
goatee
example.
now.
Yeah, like lead by example, man. Lead by example. So that's all I gotta say.
No, and I'm glad you said that because, bro, I think I've said this about all of our captains. Salam, I know I've said this about Bruno and Gabriel. I echoed exactly what you said when Saka went down about Odegaard. And now that my captain is back on the pitch, I will echo this about my captain as well. Bro, you have to expect more of your captain. That's why they have the armband, bro. And that's the only reason why, just like you said, you know his quality, but it's more than that. He got the armband. For better or for worse, he has the armband. So at the end of the day, when the team who was up 2 is now drawn 2-2 and we have time to go, they're looking at him. And he has to be the one to galvanize the team. Like, yo, all right, look, whatever happened, let's go. We can win this. We're at home. Let's go. And if they don't have that confidence, you're not going to get that third goal. And that's what I feel right now. And that's why I'm glad that we had that moment with Reece James, because I truly felt we were going to lose to Bournemouth. You know, we beat them away. You know, we beat them, and they were like, you know, we want our lick back. And I think if it weren't for Reece James taking that moment, like, no, this is on me, and scoring that goal, this could be a totally different season for us. I truly believe that. So for me, I expect more of the captains because that's their job, for real. So I'm glad that you said that because I 100% believe in that. And I'm glad Salam said that too. That you're the captain, bro. You're the cap for a reason. We're gonna look at you. We're gonna expect more of you. If you don't want it, you don't have
Yeah.
to take it. At the end of the day, we're
Hmm.
looking at you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's that simple. It's really that simple. I think he hasn't given a lot. He hasn't given what he should be given in this situation. I understand it though. It's not all on him, but I feel like
It's not.
majority of the
It's not.
time, you're the guy that pulls the strings, and you happen also to be the captain. So I think the level should be you should step up the level a little bit more, and that's my beef because for the type of player you are, you get you. I'm sorry, I just judge you differently. I don't look at you with like, oh, these guys. When I'm saying that you and Madison, I don't see a difference. That is me telling you, I don't think you're doing enough. You're doing enough just as Madison is doing enough. I'm not saying that you and Madison are the same guy. I'm just saying you give me just as much as Madison gives me. That's why when I say, this Madison vibes, I'm like, yes, you're Odegaard. You're this guy that can do all these things. By the end of the day, you're giving me Madison production. Like, so to me, that's my beef. I'm like, for the level of the amount of talent he has, I can see, like me and Yasu talked about, I can see how you get sucked up into him. It's kind of like not
Pause.
David Silva, Bernardo Silva. Hey, pause. It's kind of like a Bernardo Silva where, he can do so much in terms of like his spacing and pulling strings that I can see how you depend on him and put all those responsibility on him, right? That's how I see, they're building around Odegaard. I just still think, with the team you have, with the talent you have, he should be able to produce more. At least, if not scoring, I think the assistant should be consistent,
Yeah, but
and
also
it just hasn't been.
the reason I don't always put not always, but the reason I don't put everything on him as well is because bro, we don't have a nine. Like
Exactly,
I
exactly.
just saw
Yeah.
a compilation the other day. Honestly, that was like, don't blame this on Odegaard. And man, the compilation was like Ozil vibes when Ozil had Giroud, and
Wasted
it was
chances.
just, yeah, it was just wasted chance after wasted chance after wasted. And
Yeah.
honestly, it has been with Jesus, with Kai Havertz, with every striker we've had since Odegaard, bro. It's been chance after chance wasted.
Fair.
And we're gonna yes, it has part to do with not having a nine, also not having Saka. But at the end of the day, he also used to score a lot. And that's also
Mhm.
my issue. You're not scoring nearly
Enough. Yeah. He
enough
banged. Was it
to
last
what you.
season? He was banging last season.
It was a
So
few seasons ago.
it was two
Yeah.
seasons ago, but that
Two
was two
seasons
seasons
ago.
ago when we had Martinelli 10 goals, Odegaard 10 goals, Saka 10 goals. I think Jesus had like added 5, something like that. We had players in double digits, man. But you know, it is what it is. Listen, we have Dynamo Zagreb tomorrow. We should wrap that up quick. I don't even want to waste time. Get the starters out and
Yeah.
go to Wolves and wrap that up quick.
Yeah.
Get out of this
Yeah.
week because that next week we have a big match on the weekend.
Mhm.
So we have Champions League midweek as well. So it's just like just wrap this up. Wrap
Yeah.
these all these 3 matches are just tune-up matches for the big one at home against City. Because we
Yeah.
need to prove to ourselves that without our
You're
best player
ready.
we'll get the job done. If we don't
Yeah.
win that match, our season's looking dim. I'll tell you that right now. For sure. So
No, I agree. I feel like the next couple of games for you guys, if you let it linger, it'll be one of these tough games to come out of. You got to go out, start fast, hopefully end the game before it even starts, and then you can relax a little bit because tying this game against Villa, you said it felt like a loss. Yeah, as a neutral watching, I can see how an Arsenal fan walks away, even though you got some points. I can see how you walk away, feeling like you lost because you're up 2-0. And if you go into another game where it's like, okay, you're lingering, it's lingering. Nah, that's not the energy you guys want. So I agree. You guys got to go out, finish, start fast, hopefully end the game as soon as you can, and get ready for City because They're coming too, guys. They're coming, and they're coming. City's coming. City's coming.
Why? Because is it because you think their signings are good?
Not necessarily the signings, because if you even watch them
You really trying to gas
week,
this Marmoush thing, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Come on. He's
I
just
don't know.
guys are firing, man. Guys are firing again.
Who y'all play, Chelsea?
No, I was about to say that. Like, I'm glad, Gabriel. That's a good place to end it. I'm glad you started with your predictions, just short and sweet. We have no midweek match. We see City, but I do want to talk about City before we go into our predictions. So City does actually have a tough little upcoming schedule. They see PSG midweek, then they see us over the weekend, and then I forgot who they play midweek, and then they see Arsenal next week. So City does have a run, and I think that's why they bolstered up their team, right before they have this, because they understand they're also about to make a little run. But for me, I think we do play well against the top four, but all that's kind of out the window because we're not in form right now. I think we're starting to find form, but I think this will be a draw. We'll obviously concede. I think it'll be 2-2. There'll obviously be goals, and I think it'll be 2-2. Honestly,
yeah, I don't see us losing either. I think we either walk away with a win or a draw. I agree with you. I think this City team this year, before these transfers actually come in, I think they'd be fairly easy. I won't say easy, but I would say they match up very well with pretty much most teams around the league. So I think we should be ready for them. I'm not putting too much stock into this new guys that they just signed, but win or draw, I'll go 1-1.
Okay, I'm telling you guys. But yeah, on Thursday we play Rangers at home. We're in that top, I believe it's top 8, right, in the group. So I think that we have to win this. This should be a GRG. I was about to call it, but I know better. I know better. Now my team. No, but I expect Binder to be in goal that game. Yeah, I mean, because but or maybe not. I think he's just the FA.
It's not even Andre, bro.
I think we win that game. And solidify our spot to get into the next round of the Europa League. And then on Sunday's tough. We're away from home and we play Fulham. So, yeah. Yeah.
Look at how humble guys. Yeah, times are tough, but you have to be humble against Fulham. Hey, that's crazy, bro. It's wild.
I say we win.
Shameless, bro. You're shameless. Hey, yo, you're shameless.
6 points. I'll see you next week.
Get us out of here, man. Get us out of here.
Let's do shout outs, crash outs. You know what? One person I wanted to ask you before this, though. Quickly, randomly, I saw a random Gonzalo Higuain Chelsea highlight comp. So I wanted to ask Mike Cornelius for you to rank these players. I really do want to start bringing back start sub sell, but how would you rank these former Chelsea players? Gonzalo Higuain, Alvaro Morata, and Timo Werner.
Lord.
Like 1, 2, 3. Timo's definitely 3. And then I would probably go Higuain, Morata.
I would go Morata, Higuain, and then Morata, Werner, and then Higuain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Morata first or Morata third?
Morata first.
Are you talking about just their time at Chelsea or just
the time at Chelsea? I think Morata gave us goals, but it wasn't anything crazy because there were guys having better seasons.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was overshadowed. I feel like
Yeah, and then he got injured at the end of the season, so that's what.
I feel like Higuain, he didn't play much, but when he played, he scored.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
was
he
on,
came
like,
in late. Yeah, he came in late too. So
yeah, he came January, didn't he?
You
Yeah.
guys, man.
But
You guys-
Timo was part of a big crucial UCL run. He's etched in history with Chelsea. So hey,
I mean, if you honestly look at Timo's numbers that year he was with us when we won Champions League, he had like
it was
he
like
had
23 GAs. It wasn't bad.
it was mostly assists,
Yeah,
but like his goals came in like our cup competitions, but he had goals and assists. Like it was.
yeah.
Oh, you count on Thomps?
Oh,
you
let's
count
not
on
do
Thomps?
that. Let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
I was just asking.
Man, I look what he had in the
But
league.
anyway,
But yeah,
my shout out this week is to Trevor Chalobah. Man, if there was any redemption story, just look at it, man. Just keep working, man. Things will sometimes work out itself, and I think this is a very good example for all the youth out there. Never give up, man. Just keep working. Just let the work do the talking, and that's what he did. They ran him out thinking he was, a nobody in this team, and he comes in and it's night and day. So shout out to Trev, man.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Timo Werner.
Oh, okay.
You know, he had 12 goals and 11 assists in that Champions League winning year with Chelsea. So shout out for your service, my bratwurst boy.
23 GAs, man. Nowadays, it's respected, Just 2 years ago, it was nothing, but
I want to shout out Naomi Girma is going to Chelsea. World record fee.
Come here.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to start watching Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea's like the women's.
We're the standard now.
Yeah. No, you guys are stacked. You guys
honestly shout out Emma Hayes. That's my shout out because what she did over at Chelsea, she just created a powerhouse, and now she's with the US team.
No, but I think she's the best center back in the world. I
don't. That one I'll agree with you on.
Gabriel, what do you think? World class?
Yeah,
that's world class, Gabriel.
Bro, leave me alone, dude.
That's my shout out. And crash out is probably Albion.
He's definitely crash out of the week. That's not even.
As unanimous crash out of the week.
That's probably our first unanimous.
Poor guy, man.
He literally went out there and told him, "You guys are the worst of this team."
Look what they're doing to him, bro. This nigga, he had a Jerry curl when he came. Now it's like, I don't have.
He has a pro.
I don't have fucking time. Okay.
Now he looking like Graham Potter.
He's like, I leave the house. I don't even have time for my hair, man. I don't have time to be looking at my hair.
He's wolfing it. He's wolfing right now, man.
No, but I think when teams go through things like this, you need moments like this, man, where somebody flips out, somebody gets in each other's face. You need those moments to let guys know that, hey, some of us are not okay with this, So hopefully this turns around for you guys, but I don't see how it doesn't work. But also I just think there's so many guys that just need to leave that I can't wrap my head around how you guys get it done.
Bro, certain people would have looked at him flipping out and been like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him, man?
No.
Yeah, man. But yeah.
I would flip out too. Look at that. What a mistake. You don't even see that in high school soccer. How can a keeper like you, a well-experienced keeper like you, make a mistake like that? It's unacceptable. I can't accept that as a mistake. Like, I just can't take it. You've played too much football at a high level for you to make a mistake like that.
Still better than Robert Sanchez. But
I'm not even gonna. He did a similar thing, so I'm not even gonna. I'm not even mad.
But nah,
Robert Sanchez. Oh
wow, City 6-0. I'm really just looking at the score right now. Damn. But no, man, good episode, guys. Good week. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and all your guys' support. Good luck to you in your future endeavors.